Today, I'll be presenting my analysis of the living wage movement in the United States. This movement focuses on the idea that people who work full time should be able to afford their basic needs and live with dignity. The living wage movement emerged in late 20th century as a response to the growing economic inequality and stagnated wages. Even though people were working full time, many were still unable to meet their basic needs. This led to what is known as the working poor, where employment alone does not guarantee financial stability. The movement focused on ensuring that the wages are high enough to cover essential living expenses like housing, food, and health care. Several factors contribute to this movement. Over time, the value of minimum wage declined because it did not keep up with the inflation or the rising cost of living. At the same time, there was a shift from higher paying manufacturing jobs to lower paying service jobs. Labor unions also lost their influence, leaving workers with less protection. Another key factor was welfare reform, which required people to work but did not ensure those jobs would pay enough to live on, creating even more financial strain. Unlike many social movements, the living wage movement did not have a single leader. Instead, it's driven by grassroots efforts involving groups such as labor unions, community organizations, and faith based groups. One of the major successes was in Baltimore in 1994, where the first living wage ordinance was passed. Organizations like ACORN help organize campaigns, while religious leaders framed the issues as moral responsibility. Workers themselves also played a key role by sharing their experiences and advocating for change. This movement's main goal was to ensure that workers earned wages that actually reflect the cost of living. It included pushing for local living wages ordinance, especially for businesses receiving government funding. The movement is also emphasized the needs of better working conditions, access to benefits like health care and paid leave. Additionally, it aims to address inequality, especially since women and racial minorities are more likely to be low wage jobs. In theory, this particular movement can be explained through several sociological theories. One is a collective action. This is where individuals come together and they address shared problems. Another option would be resource mobilization. This is where groups come and they use resources like funding, organization, and leadership to create change. This movement also highlights structural inequality, meaning that the economic system itself can create unequal outcome even for people who are working full time. There are many different variety of strategies that can be used to gain the attention and push for change. One being grassroots organizations, which are brought together by workers, students, community members. These organizations tend to protest, demonstrate, strike, and help raise awareness. Activists are also another way that we can raise awareness. They can work with local governments to pass policies, and with media outreach can also help spread the word through their messages. Student activists, especially on college campuses such as ours, also play an important role in supporting fair labor practices. The living wage movement is one of the most powerful impact movements, I believe, in both society and policies. Many cities have adopted the living wage ordinance, which has increased wages for thousands of workers. It has also helped change how people view poverty. It has by showing how often it can cause by large structural issues rather than just individual choices. The movement contributed to an ongoing national conversation about raising the wages and improving economic fairness. Social workers play a very significant role in this particular movement. They're able to advocate for policies that promote economic justice. They have helped organize communities, conduct research, and raise awareness about the effects of low wages. Their work is guided by their value, like social justice, dignity, which aligns closely with the goals of the movement. This highlights the connection between economics, policies, and overall well being. In conclusion, I chose this movement because it is still something highly relevant today. Many people continue to struggle with low wages despite working hard. Learning about this movement helped me to better understand how systems can create inequality while policy change is so important. It shows me the power of collective action and how people working together can create meaningful change. Into my presentation on the living wage movement. I hope it helped to shed light on why fair wages matter and why the issue is still important today. Thank you so much.